I don't know how many of you know Cassandra Peterson, or better known as her stage name, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. But when I was a kid, she was quite famous, and I really liked her. She appeared not only in comic books, movies, but there was even a video game with her. And it was really cool. I mean, this happened in a culture of high Christianity, where you had concerned citizens writing letters to mainstream media publications asking for the show to be taken off, where you had concerned parents seizing the comic books away from kids and teenagers because they're not allowed to read that. Because the comic books did have sex appeal. It wasn't anything over the top, but it was lewd. And the lady with the sassy chassis was very problematic at the time. Now she isn't, because now you can go on any Twitch streamer and you can see far more than what Elvira had to display. But back then it was kind of edgy, you know, like she was dark, it was in the night, and she had bats, and she does magic and occultism. Be afraid. So she was kind of pushing the boundaries. I mean, her entire shtick was being edgy, doing what's unacceptable. And parents were livid. It's like, oh my god, how will these children grow up with Elvira? They're going to be tainted for life. And even in her movies, she actually approached this theme where she would move into a new town and everyone didn't like her because of her appearance. And it's like, it's dark, it's black. Oh, that is horrible. It is the path to Satan. So I was a little bit surprised when I saw that she's now for censorship. Like now, she wants big corporations to decide what people are and aren't allowed to see. I mean, this is exactly what would have happened if we had the Christian culture in our day. You could have famous Christian people pulling away their work from a company because they are platforming someone like Elvira. But now the culture is reversed and it's Elvira pulling out her work. And it's interesting, you know, because, well, she's not even remotely as popular as she used to be. I don't know how many of the young generation knows who she is. Like, most people know about Pokemon, and they know about Amaranth and other Twitch streamers, but I don't know how many people know about Elvira. And it's kind of sad because I actually did a video last year promoting her, because I saw that she was releasing a comic, and I was like, oh, that's wholesome. And that's interesting. I mean, look, you know, she's at her age, she still manages to be a good actress, and she's still entertaining. And I showed her on a live stream. I don't regret doing that, by the way. I had no way of knowing that she's going to end up like this. And I don't even know if she is like this because of her own personal reasons or because her PR agent told her, hey, this is a good opportunity for you to jump on a band train and get some free publicity. This is what the teenagers like nowadays. They like action, they like social justice, so maybe you should step in and promote health. Maybe she is concerned about catching COVID, and she thinks that Joe Rogan is going to assault her with his mind-controlling abilities. He's going to mind-control Americans into being unsafe and spread pestilence and disease. Maybe this is what she's afraid. I don't know. But what I do know is that what she did is that upsetting. Okay? I mean, she pulled her stuff from Spotify. Okay. She's calling Joe Rogan. Alright. That's not the most upsetting. It is upsetting, but it's not the most upsetting. The most upsetting thing that she's doing is that she is arguing with her fans. And I feel like social media is allowing us to see just how vile the people we used to like are. Like, just how vile most actors are. Not all, which is why it's very rare when you meet someone wholesome, like Gina Carano, for example, who I've never seen her attacking her own fans. And you compare them with other actors who are attacking their own fans. So you just need to understand, right? Like, the fans are the people putting food on your table. The fans are the people that make you a millionaire and they make you rich. That's what the fans are. And you, instead of being grateful for that, you're acting like you're some sort of royalty, and you start assaulting the fans and insulting them and being offensive towards them because, like, why do you talk with them like this? Regarding fans, who are leaving me because they prefer disinformation over the truth. That's the problem, Elvira. Who makes the truth? I mean, during Christianity, the truth was that you were a harmful person that was brainwashing kids. And you are a dangerous actor who was leading kids astray. I mean, the truth was that you are taking kids towards Satan. So you had to be censored. And people like me, back then, I would have said, look, if you don't like her, don't watch her. But I think she should have a right to be on television. There were a lot of people that were sending letters of concern or people who are pressuring the government to make committees in order to decide what's acceptable on TV or not. Right? Because lewdness isn't protected by free speech. Boobies is not protected by the First Amendment. I'm not kidding. It's actually an exception from free speech in the United States. Like, look it up. The Supreme Court doesn't consider lewdness to be protected by free speech. So, the government could actually pressure television stations in order not to show Elvira or to censor or whatever, right? So that is it. It's not that people prefer misinformation. And not to mention, what if people watch Joe Rogan just to be entertained? Do you think people get their news from Joe Rogan? Do you have a study which shows just how many people tune into Joe Rogan to get their news from? Or are people watching Joe Rogan for the entertainment? I mean, you're pushing misinformation as well. I mean, you're pushing the idea that there is the dark and you are the mistress of it. And you have magical powers. Isn't that misinformation? Whatever. All I can say, it's time to clean house and separate the class from the trash. Bye-bye. So in other words, you could have spent money on her. You could have bought her comic books. You could have bought her figurines and her merchandise. And now you're trash. I mean, yeah, a valid opinion. What can I say? But unfortunately, it's not just her that acts like this. This is why I don't like progressive people. And I don't like moral busybodies. It's not necessarily their ideology or the fact that they're pro-censorship. It's how vile and rude they are to the people that helped them to go to that place. If you didn't have these fans that you're calling trash, this conversation wouldn't even happen. Like, no one would even know who you are. The only reason people know who you are is because you have fans that elevated you in a position of notoriety. And it is what it is. It's a little bit sad, unexpected. But what can you do? In a way, I kind of understand most of these has-beens who used to be famous, and now they view this as a great opportunity to get some free PR. Because, yes, now everyone talks about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Like, who is she? And people look it up. And maybe some people will buy her comic book. I don't know how many. I mean, I gotta say, if you're appealing to the progressive crowd, because those are the people who want Joe Rogan gone, and it has nothing to do with misinformation. It has to do with the fact that he's making fun of the woke. Those people aren't going to buy this. Like, I'm telling you. They're not Christians, they're not Puritans, but they think that this is for the male gaze, that this is for the hetero, cisgender, male, patriarchal, capitalistic society. And they think this is haram. And they think that this is the objectification of women and it promotes rape culture. So they're not going to appreciate these comic books either. I'm just saying. They're not for freedom. Like, the authoritarian left is still authoritarian. The authoritarian right is also authoritarian. They justify the authoritarianism different, but they're not going to promote this. You're not going to see this being promoted anytime soon. So, in my opinion, if this is in order to promote herself, she's not doing a good job. She's not appealing to the correct crowd. It's like me trying to sell my political videos to 5-year-olds. Like, they're not going to understand what we're talking about. They're not going to watch my videos. It's boring for them. And this is what a lot of these actors end up doing. They're reaching for the wrong crowd. But anyway, right? I mean, this guy as well. He used to sing about freedom. if I'm not mistaken, and liberty. It's like the authoritarian left doesn't care about freedom and liberty. They care about safety. Your songs don't appeal to them. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.